And welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys, where, hey, you know what? We're careful, guys.
Hey, be careful. Very careful.
That's the Careful Boys theme song.
Yeah. I knew that was the melody. I just forgot for a second. Go ahead. You have something?
Okay, yeah. So today we're gonna ask that you move your chair, please, into that position, and we're gonna ask this motherfucker to sit right there.
Okay, yeah.
let's go.
Welcome back to Careful Boys. We got our guest Nick today.
Yes, Nick.
Nick is a member of Careful Boys, and we don't really know who the guy is.
We don't know shit about this guy.
Yeah, because I don't want to tell you guys shit. It's none of your business.
And watch every single one of the last
the
like
fuck?
100 episodes he's in, and he deflects everything.
Everything.
You know what's funny? The only thing we know about him is he's a fucking Target thief. That's the
it.
only thing we know.
All you guys are gonna get, dude. I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Do you have like warrants?
Nah, I don't know.
Do you have warrants?
Warrants for my arrest? Hey man, shut the fuck up, dude.
I have spent more hours with you than like anybody that I can think of other than these motherfuckers. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait, I know his wife's name is Tiff. I know
That's all you guys get, dude.
You know, he sometimes jokes about being gay, well, all the time.
And sometimes realistically.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of my thing, man.
And then sometimes, oh no, that's another gay thing. Is he's talking about how he watches the
gay porn?
Randy Kutcher jerk off videos.
Dude,
He only mentions male porn stars.
I just like certain celebrity sex tapes, and they just happen to be like Bullseye from Daredevil.
His arm here is a new
Colin
thing
Farrell.
for me.
I like that one.
Colin Farrell.
Do you know what he does for a living?
I know that.
Let's start with that.
Yeah.
What do you do with for a living?
Well, I'm a personal trainer, but now I'm in like the online fitness space, so I work with clients
Well,
that
OnlyFans?
need help. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Gay OnlyFans. No, it's just I help clients that need help with their nutrition and kind of implementing fitness into their lifestyle. So already, boring, dude. Boring.
Hey, but you're telling us stuff about you, so we're learning about
How
you.
the fuck do we know Ryan more than you, and you spent more time with us
That's
than
what I'm
Ryan?
saying.
Number one deflector, dude.
That's true, huh?
You know what the funny thing is? He fit right in, right? He just kind of he's one of the JK members that just blended right in. No one knew when he came in, and it's the same way. If he just goes right out, no one's gonna even notice.
And that's the way that should be.
What's your shoe size?
I'm a size 9.5, sometimes a 10. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
man.
So it says you wake up with a big dick or what, dick? Come on,
I
man.
wish.
You're buying shoes in Mexico? What the fuck?
Depending on the brand, because every brand, and Anthony would know because he has his.
This
he
is
works
true.
with-
This is true. Half size differences on Adidas shoes. Yes.
But Chuck's is like a full size.
Full size. Unless you go Chuck 2s. Yeah, absolutely.
What's a Chuck 2?
We're not making this about Chucks. If I don't stop you here, it will never stop.
Because these are actual questions that we have about Chuck Taylor.
That was so good. That was so good.
I just could see where this video was going because I've been in that one before. Here's
Welcome to Nick's hot seat. We're doing hot seat with Nick.
Yeah, ask whatever
Where's the
question you
timer?
want. Hey, you guys think I deflect?
We go down the history of Chuck Taylor.
you sons of bitches. Oh man, remember when we used to take markers on Chucks when we were in school?
Do you know?
Yeah, exactly. No, I've been in that video
But
before.
it ain't about Chuck's. It's
No.
about fucking Nick today.
Yes.
One thing I will say, sitting up here is a very different vibe because I could see you guys way better, and it's like I don't have to fucking like look through the cameras. So Ryan, let's just
Tell us more about
Where
your.
did you grow up, man?
I grew up in Pasadena.
Boring.
See, boring, dude. Like,
Born and raised in Pasadena?
yeah.
I never met anyone that was actually born and raised in Pasadena.
Me too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone's moved there.
What's it like before compared to it now? And what are some of the biggest changes you saw in Pasadena?
That's your hot seat question?
Well, you know what's crazy? It is like certain.
I'll tell you about Cerritos.
It is a trip to see certain neighborhoods being kind of like, I don't want to say gentrified, but just getting really like,
China-fied?
yeah, China-fied or gentrified. It is getting a lot nicer in certain parts of the Pasadena. Yeah. But everyone thinks Pasadena, like, it is very nice.
Did you guys have beef with San Marino people?
Well,
Because they're like richer and cooler.
they wouldn't even mess with us, dude. For a real long time in my life, I just thought it was Pasadena was like above the freeway and up. Like I didn't think anything was below the freeway. Below the freeway was like the city side, the nicer side, the really rich side.
Because Pasadena is actually huge.
Yeah,
it
there's
goes
so many
all the way
different
up to the mountains, and you go all the way up until LA, and then all the way up to, what is it, Arcadia?
Yeah.
They're so big they got a South Pasadena.
Yeah. And that's completely different. That's a different city.
It's actually a different city.
Tell us your true feelings about the Rose Parade.
I don't like it, dude. I'm over it.
How many?
As someone that's lived in the Pasadena, look,
Have you
we
been
talked.
to it? Have you done like a floaty thing?
I've like watched it in person, and it's like it's a parade, dude.
Tell us a personal story you had with the Rose Parade.
Oh my God, you were a fighter. You were a fighter. You were a fighter, right?
Yeah, I was.
What makes a young man get into fighting?
Well, for me,
you
I
get
was
fucked
very
up?
insecure. I was very like, I
Did you get
felt.
fucked up?
Oh, dude, I got my ass kicked so
Like before
hard.
you became a fighter, you got bullied and then
Not really. Well, I got bullied, but like it
Tell us
was.
the real story. What was his name? What's her
There was a
name?
bunch. There was a bunch. There was a.
You're like the nicest fighter I've met, though.
Well, I'm not really a
little chip
fighter,
on
bro.
your
Let's be real. I'm not really a fighter. I fought, but that doesn't make me like a fighter. That's how I.
What's the difference?
What's the difference between a fighter and a fodder?
A fighter's like Ron Skolzdang, dude. Ron Skolzdang is a guy who fights. He had a bunch of professional fights. He fights at a high level, right? That's something he did for a while. I kind of dipped my toes into it, and I realized that this isn't for me.
When you got punched in the face, were you like, oh, this ain't for me?
After like my 4th concussion, I was like, yeah,
Oh, shit,
I'm
really?
good, bro. Yeah.
4th concussion?
Yeah, and then it wasn't like I had a couple concussions up until that, and I was like, I didn't know what they were really.
Holy shit.
I was like throwing up, I was like dizzy, and I was like, I just need to sleep or whatever, you know. So that it was after a couple fights I've had.
Oh my God.
I had one fight where I think I got a concussion, I'm pretty sure. And then I had a couple concussions in training. And then the last one I got where I was like, all right, I think this is gonna be it, was when I started having more effects. So like I felt like really delayed. I felt like I was in a haze all the time after, like for like 6 months. Like I was kind of fucked up.
6 months.
You probably got,
moved
you
my
probably got
head too
CTE
much.
too, huh?
The room felt like it would catch up. It was like a delay, and I was like sensitive to light. It was just weird, and I was kind of, I couldn't exert too much energy. I couldn't like work out that much.
And that's literally when like brain tissue connecting your brain to like the areas of your skull gets like damaged or ripped, so that there actually is motion or like you know, liquid that moves in there, right?
How do you know you're better now?
Well, I just took a lot of time off from taking punches at the head, and I
Slowly healed.
yeah. And after a while, like I felt better, and I just kind of focused on other things, and that's how I kind of got into more like fitness and the strength and conditioning side, because that's what I kind of pivoted to as like a career, I guess. And yeah, I kind of focused more on that because I said, you know, at least I won't get punched in the fucking head all the time. You know, and I can still be in the sport. You
What were
know?
your aspirations in high school? Like in high school, you already knew you wanted to be a fighter, or
I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. In high school, I was like a hooligan, dude. I didn't do what. I didn't
you're
know
just
what-
like, I'm gonna just do whatever is fun and take that and see what happens?
Yeah, honestly, that was like kind of my.
Were you a bad kid in high school? Or
No, I was like a. No, I was kind of like a little slacker. I didn't really do much, you know. But
Cool kid, huh?
I thought I was.
Connected with you, like martial arts.
You were getting bullied? Were you getting bullied in high school?
No, not really.
Were you
Brought you into fighting. People don't just get into fighting.
I love the sport. I was like, yo, this is dope.
You watched it and you.
I watched it, and as I was leaving high school, I played water polo and I swam. So I was like, I gotta get my man card up a little bit higher, you know. And I was like, dude, 120. I was 120 pounds. I was like a very frail boy, still am. And I was like, I should learn how to defend myself. That's what I thought. And then I started watching the sport, and I was like, you know what? I really like this. I got into it. I wanted to be a fighter. And then as I went through the process of becoming a fighter, I was like, this is great. This is really cool. And then the more fights I've had as an amateur, I realized it got less and less exciting, and I didn't really get excited about it. Like after a fight, I would just be like, all right, win or lose. You know, like I didn't feel the highest highs. You know, it's very low level. But after I won, I was like, I didn't really care that much. But when I started coaching, I got way more of a connection with that, and I felt like, okay, this is something I really want to do. This is something that I enjoy helping other people rather than kind of like, because fighting is very selfish. It's a very selfish endeavor, and it takes a lot of, it's like you a little bit. And I was like, I don't really like the feeling of it. So I decided to start doing coaching, and I like that way more.
You're deflecting already. The coach was like, hey, let's focus on you. You're like, no, let's focus on you.
yeah.
I've been deflecting since day one, dude.
He wasn't deflecting those punches though.
What was the first martial art you went to?
Well, I did karate when I was a kid.
But like when you first were like, I'm out of high school and
Oh, I started doing Muay Thai.
how did you know that was the thing to do?
Well, it was just like, you know what's funny? I was really into like professional wrestling when I was in like middle school, and I started watching MMA, and I realized, I was like, oh, wrestling is fake as fuck, dude.
Dude, I loved wrestling.
Wrestling is
love
so
wrestling.
fake. I was like, oh my god, this is not real fighting.
That's real blood.
Yeah, it is.
Those are real chairs too. They love to say those are real chairs going on my fucking head. I'll tell you that.
Every time.
We got it, dude. We're talking about how it's all coordinated, dude.
They go through real tables.
It's real pain, too, though.
Oh, for sure, definitely. But as
Real
far as like,
athleticism for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched the Undertaker.
It's getting realer and realer.
I watched the Undertaker documentary where he's in a crowd chamber, and I'm like, dude, you're doing fake wrestling your whole life. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Why you hurt? You're faking the pains
Yeah,
too,
he's faking the
bitch.
pain too. Advanced.
Method actor, dude.
Today's video is brought to you by Blenders Eyewear. Do you ever do some kind of sports or activity like me? Like when I ride a skateboard, or maybe I'm like surfing like this, and then what happens? You're in the water, oh no, my fucking sunglasses are completely gone. Or you might be skateboarding, and you're just riding, and you're just like, oh shoot, I freaking hit a parked car, and then your glasses break, and you're like, man, I spent $1,000 on these things. Well, fear not. Blenders Eyewear has you covered. So pretty much, it started by this dude named Chase Fisher, who is a surfer, so he knows the sunglass woes. He got tired of losing all these sunglasses, and he goes, man, wouldn't it be cool if there was a cool, affordable pair of shades that's also like good for activity and it like actually works. It's not super duper cheap where it's like it doesn't even work in the sun, but it's affordable enough just in case if things go wrong, you're like, it's all good. And his mission was to create these mid-price sunglasses. And I think he achieved this mission because Blenders Eyewear, I'm super duper excited for them to come to my house so I could wear it and potentially lose them. And it's not just sunglasses they got prescription glasses, they got all kinds of other eyewear. It's pretty freaking amazing. And you know, snowboard season is coming up, so whether you're a skier or a snowboarder or a snow sporter, they got goggles. So why don't you go ahead and live life in forward motion with Blenders today. So to score 15% off your very own Blenders Eyewear, go to blenderseyewear.com and put in promo code OFFTHERECORDVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com for 15% off. Put in our promo code OFFTHERECORDVIP for 15% off. You're gonna go get some right now. It's amazing.
Did you ever fuck someone else up during a fight and like feel bad?
No, not really.
Really?
Because it's like this guy was trying to beat the shit out of me too.
But you
know?
never gave anyone like lasting damage where
Well, I've hurt like.
you saw them next week and they're just like,
Nah, I don't. I've hurt like training partners before, and that's never a good feeling. Like that. That really does.
Because you're on the same team, so
Yeah, like,
yeah.
like if something happens, whether it's a freak accident or something that you did that you were partly, because it's like, dude, at the end of the day, the goal of training and the sport is to beat the shit out of each other, you know? And it's like,
I thought it's to find yourself.
to deflect, to deflect everything.
learn how to deflect what you really feel.
I'm so surprised that you didn't learn your new moves, get excited and want to try it somewhere.
Oh, I did, man. I still do. Like, I still train. And
Outside, in the streets.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm too much of a.
Vigilante.
Yeah, I should have been. Yeah, I don't think
You
I
could be a hero.
You don't go out at night and try to like defend the town, Pasadena shit.
Am I bad for not doing that? Am I a piece of shit for
The
not?
skills, dude. You have the great power and all.
You're the reason why there's Asian hate because you're not out there fucking people up and protecting us.
Yeah, there's only a handful of us Asians that are fighters, and it's like the ones that we have are pussies.
You should just hide in the Rose Parade float and just pop out.
When I see the Asian hate stuff go down, I'm like, that could have been me too. I could have got fucked up out of nowhere. Like, you know, like.
no, you have the skills.
yeah,
what are you
you're
talking
good.
about?
But if someone comes out of nowhere and socks you in the face, there's nothing you can do about
Yeah,
it.
you can suck them back because you're a fighter.
Yeah,
you're
but
like, I've gotten concussions before. This is easy.
But if I'm walking down the street and I just get like cracked in the side of my face, I'm gonna go out.
But also, fighters got like a little bit more spidey sense,
Yeah,
right?
you got Spidey sense.
See already, dude.
Totally did.
That's what I don't get about
He didn't even see it coming.
It's like they don't watch movies, the Asian hate fighter people. Because if you watch a movie and you see an old Asian man, you're like, I'm not gonna fuck with this guy.
That's true.
Even if, no matter what he's holding, because he'll take your weapon immediately and kick your ass and shit.
See, that's the scary part. That's a really scary part. So it's like if those guys are getting fucked up, then like it could happen to any of us. That's what that really means, though. You know,
Where'd you meet your wife?
men are high school. We're high school sweethearts.
I fucking was gonna guess that. Probably because you
How
said
did you
that.
know?
Probably. He's probably actually.
She's concussion number 2.
Yeah. She was my third concussion, and we fell in love.
Did you sense that about him?
I was gonna guess it, but
High
I
school
probably
sweetheart
have heard
boy?
it somewhere.
Did you lose your virginity to her?
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking beautiful.
She's my first everything, isn't that? Fucking really? Yeah.
So you
Not my
also
first
did
kiss,
paint?
but
Oh,
And you married
You
her.
slut.
yeah, dude.
You traditional ass.
Both of us are. We're both each
You
other.
guys are so traditional.
Where'd you guys lose your virginity
That's
at?
fucking cute as fuck. Like the super cute.
Where'd you guys lose it?
Like, who do you
At
still
an
jack
old
off
house
to
that she used to
celebrity
live
wise? Who does she jack off to celebrity wise?
She probably flicks her bean to like Brad Pitt.
Really?
You know, I'll put my name in that. I'll put my name on that list too.
of course.
Fix her bean.
I don't know, man. Like people always ask me like, "What's your celebrity crush?" And
Nobody said crush. I mean, who do you feel like you're being to?
Yeah, you're gonna have feelings.
Tuk Tuk Patrol. Is a good one. Ever since Stevie came on, I'm like, that's all I do.
No, you guys fucked in an old house that you used to live in? That was your first time? That's when you lost your V cards.
At her place?
Did you?
Was it scary?
Oh yeah, dude, her parents are gone, dude.
Did you cry?
Oh.
Did you guys cry into each other's eyes?
And then hold each other.
Were you guys scared though? How old were you? Were you guys scared?
We did it later in our life. Like we were like 20 something, like 20.
Oh, so you guys were like high school sweethearts?
Good kids though.
Yo, like I think we were like 20.
You waited on purpose? Like
Kinda. It was just like she just when she was ready, she was ready.
Well, you guys were together since high school?
Yeah.
That's like, this sounds like my parents' era's generation's
Yeah, man.
like dating.
You're a fucking boomer kind of.
You're old timey, dude.
Dude, I watched my sister kiss my brother-in-law.
And you were turned on?
Did that make you upset?
You got horny?
Yeah. The bit notwithstanding, it was like watching two people kiss for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, and I was very much like,
Let me show you how it's done, fool. You
I was like-
damn it, sister.
Is it because there's a crowd, you think, and they were kind of nervous, or you think they were just haven't been that affectionate?
I would assume that. I never see like that's a good kiss at
is-
like a wedding or anything like
It is
that.
weird when like
There's so many people watching.
Everyone's judging.
There's maybe an entertaining one where it's like, but it's not necessarily like, whoa, nobody exists here right now, but you know what I mean? It's not one of those.
my point is you guys have only fucked each other, so watching you guys have sex could be really funny. You guys could basically both suck at this thing but not know.
But you're having a blast.
that's why I asked her. I'm like, we should be able to film this so we could like study this later. And she's like, no, fucking no.
You could be fiending
This
on
was
as well.
filming himself.
That's why when I ask for feedback on my performance, I do feedback. I'm like, hey, was I like
or
was
five
it good?
stars.
Like what's
What's my
the
Rotten
ratio?
Tomatoes on this?
Yeah.
And it's usually across the table when you ask her?
Yeah.
Like at a desk?
Yeah, we sit down. I get a clipboard out.
This was like,
That sounds like a Bart move.
You guys' first time doing it at her house or whatever, had you already dropped the love bomb? Did you do it mid-sex or after?
Oh no, we were already saying we loved each other before.
That's
up
cute
until
as
that.
fuck, man.
What was the hesitation about sex until 21?
I don't know. I think it was just like time and place. Because at that time it was very dependent on like the resources you had, like where you could, you know,
You got a penis, she's got a vagina.
Did you ever bust nuts on her leg or anything?
a bust nuts on her leg. Like what do you mean?
Like she was still a virgin, but she was jacking you off and
Like dry humps and stuff where you're like at home plate but you don't touch it.
you didn't try to fucking put your dick in between her thighs and fuck it?
Yeah, what are you talking about? You weren't fucking her elbow or anything?
I might try it later tonight. I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna see what wifey says. I'll ask her. But we never did that kind of shit.
Didn't
like that.
incrementally lead to like going all the way.
We were dry hump kings, bro. Kings and
right up kings.
She was like, you guys were jerking each other off and stuff. You're flicking the bean and all that shit, right?
yeah, like
But just the actual act. Is she religious? So she was like,
she grew up Catholic, but she's not really Catholic. But
That
I
means
feel
she's
like
more of a freak, right?
the Catholic guilt was like a thing, though. You know what I mean?
I think for me too. I can relate to that for sure.
You're Catholic?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
It's just guilt.
You grew up Catholic?
Yeah. Oh sure.
We got 3 Catholics in here.
I'm not Catholic.
Ah, you're Vietnamese. I thought you were Catholic.
No. My parents actually are Buddhist.
We talked about it last time with Silent Mike.
We're the same. Yeah.
That's Christian.
I was at a lot of Vietnamese Catholic stuff because like when your parents don't want to take care of you and they like throw you away with their friends and stuff, you have to go to church. Like I did that.
Silent Mike's Catholic, so we talked
Oh,
about
that's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catholic
Yeah.
guilt.
Yeah, that's real though. Like I could see it. I could see it in there sometimes. Like even today, sometimes when I ask her about like my performance review after we make love,
Your feedback.
my feedback. Sometimes I don't really like believe what she tells me. I'm like, okay.
What don't you do? Well, what don't you do?
Crazy.
Well, she's just like, yeah, it was great. It was fun. Did you not have fun? And I'm like, yeah, it was great. And then that's
Oh, no, the upwards inflection though, that's bad.
yeah. I don't know if I'm just
I don't
projecting.
know. That
right
just
now.
looks like.
Oh, yeah. It was great. Yeah. What did fantastic.
That looks
always
like two
assume I'm
positive.
Telltale signs.
I just always assume I didn't do that good and I could do it better.
That's why you
next
gotta just sneak a teddy bear camera in there. You know what I mean? Just like watch it for yourself because it's really because you care about her that you
Yeah,
want
that's
to
what I'm
record
saying.
it.
And I always tell her, I'm like, yo, if people watch us make love, I feel like people would pay for it. That's what I tell her. And then she goes,
Or get paid for it. It's a new world.
she's like, what, dude? But
What about children?
we think
Children.
about it. We're thinking like maybe, because we just turned 29, both of us.
Yeah, young son of a bitches.
So we're thinking like maybe like 30, 31, 32-ish.
Oh, that's soon, man.
Yeah.
Soon as hell, bro. Because there's 9 months of pregnancy, you understand?
I don't think so.
He's
I don't think so. Wait, since when?
Fucking bust nuts.
Saying.
What if you have a kid and he or she wants to be a fighter one day?
I'm gonna tell her to choose something else.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight up? Will you strong arm it? Be like, you're not doing fighting.
I'll kick your ass.
What if she's fucking, he or she's fucking good though?
No. If they want to, we have to do it the right way. Like that's just the way it is. Like with anything, right?
That's cool though. If you want to do this, you gotta do it. That's like fucking Alfred talking to Bruce Wayne.
I know, yeah. That's way more motivating.
Yeah.
Would you say that if their passion was crack, we're gonna do this the right way?
If you're gonna smoke crack, you're gonna be the best at it. You're gonna be the #1 crack smoker.
So you're gonna smoke crack. Look,
You're gonna be
this is
famous
what we
for
call cocaine for the rich people. Right?
Yeah, dude.
That's the right way.
That is true.
I don't know if Alfred could help Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's like, well, I want to smoke crack then.
No.
Master Williams, I have the best coke from Colombia.
Cut with no bullshit.
Yeah, but no, if my kid wants to be a fighter, I would feel some type of way about it. But if they, because there's a lot of different tests that you have to go through as far as like your ceiling to become a fighter. Like there's a lot of different things that you have to go through. And I think part of it is like the direction that you take your athlete, whether in this case, and making sure that you're giving them the right baseline and the right like fundamentals to be able to be a good fighter, right, at the end of the day. But it's a tough it's so hard.
Gift I would give your kid is I would show up at like a house party with a 6-pack of beer in my arm like this, and I'd be like, I've seen a lot of things in my day, but you ain't never gonna be a fucking fighter.
And that's what's you need.
That's the fire.
You need a chip on the shoulder, bro.
They need that drunk guy to be like,
Steve doesn't fucking believe in me, man.
oh, you think you can be a fighter, huh?
And we're all laughing. This fucking shrimp.
Yeah, look at doodle arms over there. I think you're gonna be a fighter.
And then we need a crowd of uncles saying all that.
Hey, Nick, your kid's
just like your daddy.
Hey, Nick, your kid's funny as fuck, man. Well, he'd be a comedian.
I don't know about a fighter.
I want to hire this guy.
No, I'm just kidding. You can never be a fucking comedian.
And there's a fucking time warp into like the future. He just saw that moment and he's like fucking fighting.
Yeah.
He's in the mirror fighting, and then he goes out and gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. Uncle Steve was right. Shit.
Yeah, and I'm in the auditorium. I'm like, I thought it was fucking good. I don't know.
And the movie
You're so supportive though. The most supportive uncle ever. Yeah.
we're all there, dude, talking shit.
Like, oh,
We're on his corner, and when the other guy wins, we cheer.
oh, that's gonna be a head injury for sure.
It's his kid who's fighting him,
That's why he's there.
trying to get in his head.